Before we start the recap, remember, it's never too late to start. Now, let's recap everything from Medalist season. The story starts with Tsukasa discovering figure skating in middle school and falling in love with it, though most skaters start very young. At 14, considered late, he refused to quit and became a male ice dancer. One day, he caught Inori sneaking into the rink without a ticket. Startled, she ran, slipped from the roof, and Tsukasa saved her, though he was knocked out. She later woke him with water and explained she had traded earthworms to sneak in. Tsukasa noticed her skating textbook full of notes. Skating was Inori's passion, but her mother forbade it. He gave her a coach's contact, warning she was already 11. The next day, Hitomi suggested Tsukasa work as a skating assistant. Inori's mother, recalling her older daughter's injury, doubted Inori's talent. Tsukasa asked to let her try. Tsukasa gave Inori skates, and despite feeling too old, her speed impressed him. After a fall, she improved fast, and her mother agreed to let her skate after Tsukasa promised full dedication. Inori quickly mastered basic crossovers. Tsukasa suggested the badge test. 2 weeks later, Inori calmed herself with earthworms, met a black-haired girl, forgot her routine, but regained focus with Tsukasa's help, and passed. Though limited to skating until middle school, Inori met Hikaru, the All-Japan Junior Champion, and by watching her, found her own rhythm. Hikaru jumped in front of Inori, who collided with her in amazement. Worried she couldn't compete starting at 11, Inori cried. Hikaru, surprised by her intensity, shared her struggles and encouraged her, explaining she had no mother and always voiced her Olympic dream. Tsukasa arrived, gave Inori her beginner badge, and promised to train her. Learning she could only skate until middle school, he suggested a beginner competition in 2 months. Nervous at first and forgetting her routine, Inori trained hard, guided calmly by Tsukasa. Watching him skate, Inori regained confidence. She bonded with Ryoka, another talented skater and future rival. Tsukasa explained she needed a double jump to win and offered 2 plans: focus on the jump cake plan or perfect the basics taiyaki plan. Inori chose fundamentals. She practiced and finally landed her double jump. As the competition neared, her sister returned, and her mother made her costume. Backstage nerves and repeated falls worried her mother, but Tsukasa encouraged Inori to speak for herself and not fear failure. Grabbing Tsukasa's hoodie for courage, she remembered his words. Falling was okay, and he would never give up on her. On the ice, Inori linked a toe loop with an axel, impressing judges and her mother. She completed a squat spin and finished with a salute. Her mother, moved, promised support. Tsukasa teared up. Inori won first place, honestly expressing her Olympic dream. Everyone was deeply touched. Ryoka placed third after repeating a double jump mistake, but Coach Nachi reassured her that her strong personality was a strength. Later, Inori nervously asked to skate with her, and Ryoka agreed. They received their awards as friends. The junior competition began, attracting reporters. Ryo watched Hikaru's stunning performance. Tsukasa noticed her style didn't match her public coach. Inori tried to meet Hikaru but encountered Yodaka, Hikaru's real coach, who dismissed her dream. Tsukasa defended her future. Inori and Tsukasa decided by rock, paper, scissors that she would enter more level 1 competitions to gain experience. Tsukasa reminded her she was already a champion, warned criticism would grow but encouraged her to try. Inori asked if he started late. He shared his story. A quick flashback shows Tsukasa first saw skating at 14, inspired by Yodaka on TV. Coaches told him to quit, lessons were expensive, and with many siblings he felt ashamed to ask for money. In high school, costs almost forced him to stop. After helping Meiko collapse on the street, he got a part-time job at her husband Koichi's company and joined a hobby skating class but lacked proper training. Despite support, he gave up competitive skating after graduation. At 20, a coach offered to train him as an ice dance partner. He teamed with Hitomi, entered the All-Japan Championship, and placed 4th. Meiko soon passed away, leaving him devastated. Tsukasa focused on celebrating Inori's victory. Her mother's arrival made it slightly awkward. Later, Koichi and his daughter invited him to eat, but he refused, unaware Koichi had arranged to help him. Learning Meiko had admired his passion moved Tsukasa to tears, and the next day he agreed to return. Back at the rink, Tsukasa and Inori celebrated until Hitomi intervened. Tsukasa dreamed of challenging Yodaka, while Inori prepared for a competition requiring higher scores and 2 double jumps. She fell while practicing, so Tsukasa recorded her and reminded her not to rush or compare herself to Hikaru. Inori passed her level 1 test, helped Ima, and landed her double jump. Komodo and Coach Jakuzer praised her, and at the competition she faced rivals like Sira. Before warming up, Inori realized her suitcase was left on the tram. Her mother felt guilty. Tsukasa ran back and retrieved it 2 hours before the competition. Refocused after recalling Yodaka's words, Inori trusted Tsukasa and rested briefly. Sarah skated first, scoring 23 points and leading level 1. Nervous, Inori practiced outside, determined not to disappoint Tsukasa. He arrived sweaty with her suitcase just before final check-in, calming her. Inori's mother was moved seeing the old man again. Other skaters performed well. It was Inori's turn. Tsukasa told her to focus on a strong base. She calmed down, tied a butterfly knot on his rope, and fell in practice. No penalty, but a wake-up call. During her program, she followed Tsukasa's advice, landed her jumps cleanly, executed spins and steps perfectly, and finished exhausted. Tsukasa cheered, the old man cried, and he rushed her to the medical room. She had a sprain and possible shin splints, but insisted on watching. Ima, trained by Jakusor, skated next, overcoming setbacks and impressing Inori, winning with 25 points. On the train, Tsukasa told Inori to rest, promised to study injury prevention, and gave her the silver medal. They planned to train for gold next year. A year later, Inori passed level 5, landing 3 double jumps with a score of 58.19, still behind Hikaru. At the ceremony, Ryo argued with Yodaka, who called him Hikaru's burden, while Sucasa felt proud. Level 6, requiring the axle, approached as Sanadori arrived with Ryo, making Tsukasa nervous. Hitomi introduced Tsukasa poorly, and though Sanadori suggested Ryo train at their club, Ryo wanted to transfer to avoid Yodaka. Tsukasa accepted, and Tomi recommended him as Ryo's coach, but Ryo, self-doubting and sharp-tongued, insisted he only followed a head coach. Even Hikaru apologized for his behavior. Inori met Ryo, who ignored her and showed a strong off-ice jump. Tsukasa noted his talent. Inori vowed to master advanced moves and compete in All Japan Junior. Ryo mocked her, but respected her drive. Seeing her determination, Tsukasa planned a training camp. Inori set goals, while Ryo refused. At the Nagano camp, Nachi and Ryoka joined. Tsukasa outlasted other coaches in training, earning praise. Ryo tested him with mockery, but Tsukasa refused to give up. Inori rapidly improved, landing a double axel, then shocked everyone with a triple axel. Ryo failed his own triple, remembered his past with Hikaru and Yodaka, and Tsukasa stepped in, determined to teach him. Tsukasa asked why Ryo was pessimistic despite his talent. Ryo could only compete in All Japan Juniors 4 times, could not become a 4-time champion, or master all triple jumps. Tsukasa realized Ryo's goal was to surpass Yodaka, though he hid his admiration. Tsukasa lifted Ryo and performed his dance, amazing the students. Inori ran to Ryo, proud. Hitomi reassured him he could replicate it after watching once. Tsukasa's spins, steps, and program reconstruction impressed everyone, proving he reached the All-Japan stage. Ryo quietly showed respect. The next morning, Ryo brought goals for Tsukasa. Ballet teacher Kohaku arrived, and Inori trained posture while Ryoka wished she had started earlier. During camp, Inori, Ryo, and Ryoka mastered the 3+2 jump. At a barbecue, Ryo jokingly claimed to be Tsukasa's top student, starting a playful rivalry with Inori. After camp, Inori prepared for level 6. She reflected on leaving her weaker self behind, met Hikaru, impressing her, and Sucasa confidently faced Yodaka. Level 6 assessment included short program, jumps, and free skate. Ryo participated. Sonodori thanked Sucasa for restoring Ryo's confidence. Inori passed the jumps, skated calmly during the short program. Ryo, after talking with Tsukasa, performed the 3+2 successfully. In the free skate, Inori, supported by her mother and Tsukasa, performed a flawless program. Double axel, 6 jumps, 3 spins, showing her growth and strength. At season's end, Ryo reassured her, and both passed the assessment. If you want more recaps like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know what anime you want to see next.